Hello everyone, and this is Diamond. I am Diamond, owner of Nudiamonds, and I'm going to be getting into my spiritual journey, how I started my spiritual journey and how I started my business, and yeah, just really deep diving into a lot of different things that happened to me on my journey. I like to start off by saying I guess I've always been kind of in tune with my spirit, even as a child. I will always ask like a lot of questions about different things, a multitude of things. I just always remember my mom always saying, stop asking so many questions. Like I'll be like, Mom, so if God created everything, who created God? And she's like, you're asking too many questions. So I've always been a very curious individual, very curious spirit, and always wanted to just seek knowledge of self, knowledge of things, even as a kid at a young age. So yeah, I just kind of always was like in tune with my spirit. I would even create jewelry as a kid. I kind of forgot that I used to do that until I kind of stumbled upon my business. But yeah, I used to create jewelry, like melt. I had like this little jewelry machine back in the 90s. It was like this melting. You can get silver. It had like silver beads that you can put in this thing and melt them down. And I would make, jewelry for myself and for family members. And I always loved doing it. I thought that was so much fun. And I even used to play with dolls and create all type of different outfits for them and making designs for custom dolls. And I just always been a very creative spirit, even as a child. It's just very interesting how everything works out. So fast forward to now, I'm just gonna start it at this period because this was a really big like awakening for me. I'll say around 2015, I kind of was deep diving into myself, getting more in tune with myself. At the time, I wasn't really aware, but I was becoming more self-conscious. I was working for the casino at the time. I was a third-party proposition player, so I would be on the tables, just like working with money, working with a lot of money at the casino. Shout out to all the dealers. And it was just, opened up my mind to different people and different perspectives and values. I would say working at the casino, you've seen a lot of money come and go, a lot of people just doing different things there. So it kind of really opened up my eyes, and then I just became more self-aware at that time. I started getting into modeling and being into just more fit, being more health conscious, and just really deep diving into the value of myself. And I would even say that kind of sparked the idea of me working for myself. Because I was working at the place I was working at the time, it was taking up, when you work in a 9 to 5, it literally takes up most of your time. So I was just trying to figure out ways to be an entrepreneur so I could have more time to invest in myself. So that's, my modeling career was starting to build up. So I eventually quit working at the casino to pursue a entrepreneur lifestyle. Things were working great. I would say fast forward to 2017. I got pregnant by the father of my children. And I would say things just kind of, I don't know, it was like that was my real first awakening to myself. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to teach, I'm going to have to teach my child. I'm going to have to, raise them. And it's not about me anymore. So it really just opened up my mind and perspective to greater things outside of myself. The first thing that came to mind was I'm going to have to eat a lot more healthier to sustain my child's life, to make sure that they're getting all the nutrients and things that they need to make sure that they're healthy, So that kind of sparked my health conscious journey. I watched a lot of documentaries like What's the Health and just all the documentaries on different platforms. And I remember stumbling upon a Dr. Sebi video. Shout out to Dr. Sebi, Rise in Power. And it was just a really big enlightening moment for me. You know, the acid versus alkaline diet and healing yourself. And I had no idea about this level of knowledge when it came to nutrition. Because I was, you know, I'm still growing, I'm still learning at this point. We all are. So I just kind of took it upon myself to deep dive into this acid versus alkaline. And I noticed immediately when I would eat more acidic things, they would cause more mucus to build up in my body, like my throat getting itchy and my ears itching and just all type of different things. But I noticed when I would eat healthier, I would just feel lighter and I wouldn't have these, you know, problems with my health. So I was like, wow, there's something really to this. Just eating more healthier. You know, they say health is wealth. So I was like, no, it really is something to this eating healthier thing. Not only do I feel better, I had a lot of health problems at the time that I noticed were just going away. And I was like, wow, you know, my anemia, you know, I'm not a doctor or anything, but this is just me speaking from my opinion. I do have, you know, fair use trade and all of that stuff, but I did notice as I ate healthier, I became healthier and I was beginning to heal myself, which was, it was mind-boggling to me because I was struggling with a lot of different things at that time, to where I seen a lot of those health issues just completely go away. One thing was I had heavy menstrual cycles. Lots of, you know, TMI. We are going to deep dive. Okay. So I had, you know, blood clots out this big and, you know, cycles would be 7 days long. And I noticed the healthier I ate, I didn't have any more of those issues. And now my cycle is like 3 days. So I was like, wow, like that really, that right there changed my whole mindset about just eating healthier and eating clean and knowing how the body works. So that was one of my main big epiphanies for eating healthy. Then as I was, you know, eating healthy, I noticed my mind was getting way more clear. I was able to kind of recall dreams and just have a clear thought, would be able to remember things a lot better, think clearer. So I really like that aspect of just having more focus and not being so cloudy of vision, had more energy. I wasn't feeling so like tired and sluggish. And it was just like really motivating and inspiring me to just continue on this journey. Now it was not perfect that whole entire time. I will say that I wasn't just strictly, you know, alkaline in the beginning. It did take a time for me to transition. But during that time, I was really working on cultivating my own recipes and working on ways to transition into this new lifestyle. So I did make a recipe book with over 100, you know, vegan recipes or plant-based recipes, just to kind of help myself out and help others out on the journey. It is on my website. Is Creative Vegan, vegan cookbook or plant-based cookbook with over 100 recipes from, like, you know, plant-based lasagna, soul food, cookies, whatever you can think of. I just really, you know, dove in head first with the eating healthy vibe, because I really, you know, it changed my life for the better. So I really felt like I needed to share that. And I did. I had a really, you know, great success with that. Come 2018, 19, I just was really deep into the knowledge. I remember stumbling upon some more like conscious videos on YouTube. Shout out to Blue Pill and Red Pill. They really helped me open up my mind to just everything, just, you know, being in this world and being aware, being more aware of myself, being more aware of my surroundings, being more aware of how certain systems work. I know I am on YouTube, so I have to be mindful of things, but yeah, it just was really helping me become more aware of a lot of different things around me. So I'm really thankful for that, because I was kind of operating from a different spectrum at the time. I just was like, oh yeah, health is wealth, but not really knowing why, there is a lot of different things that are at play to kind of make it a little harder for certain people to ascend. I'll say that much. But during this time, I just really took it upon myself to go a little further with the knowledge, and I stumbled upon Queen Afua. Shout out to the goddess Queen Afua. If you guys don't know who she is a wellness warrior. She just helps women heal from different things, or help women remind themselves that they can heal themselves from a lot of different things, whether that be trauma, health, relationships, lack of confidence, following your intuition. Is just this big old plethora of just tapping into your divine feminine energy and tapping into the ancient ways, how our ancestors used to do things, and tapping into African spirituality. And I really, like I said, I was on a mission to soul search. I was soul searching and really trying to tap into myself and find out who I was. So I remember getting her book, Sacred Woman. Book changed my life for the better. I'm so grateful and so thankful for that book, because it just really helped me deep dive into myself on a whole lot of levels that I was aware of, and some that I wasn't aware of. So this brings me to my crystal business. So like I said, like around 2018, like in the middle towards the end, I had stumbled upon a section in her book where it's talking about crystal healing, and I was like, what is crystal healing? Okay, see, because my background, I come from a Christian background, so there was just a lot of things I wasn't as open to before I started transitioning into the spiritual lifestyle and the more conscious lifestyle. Just really opened up my mind to different things. So I was like, what is this crystal healing? What is this? So I just remember, like, I was really deep in my wellness journey. So I remember just going to the crystal store I was like, okay, I'm going to get every crystal in this book that she says to get for my chakras. We're going to align my chakras. I want to tap in. I want to heal. I just was open to the knowledge and open to myself, and kind of like whatever happens. Like, I'm ready. Like, let's go. So I remember going to the crystal store, and I remember immediately, soon as I walked in, I just felt like this rush of energy. It was just like a gust of wind blowing, but it was no wind blowing. So, and I remember the owners, they looked at me and their eyes just lit up, and they were like, hi, welcome. Like, how are you? I'm like, I'm doing great. Like, I came in to buy some crystals. It was like, okay, like, what crystals are you looking for? I'm like, I want to find crystals to align with all my chakras. They were like, okay, like, all right, like, we like that. So they were just teaching me about different crystals and learning about amethyst, and they took me a tour around the whole store. Shout out to the Stone Room in Albany, Tashi and Tangi in Albany, California. Thank you so much for just opening me up to a whole nother world, I should say. And I'm just truly thankful for that experience. They got a big old selenite stick. It was probably about like I don't know, a foot long, and they was like, okay, we're gonna clean your chakra. So they went from my head all the way down to my feet and came back up, and I just felt completely renewed and restored. And I was like, whoa, these crystals, there's something about these crystals. So I literally got like one for each chakra, and I remember just I feel like a kid in a candy store. So that was like my initiative that, wow, I may be onto something with this. Like, there's something about these crystals. I wasn't fully a believer at the time. I just was kind of interested in it. But the changing moment for me was when I got home, and I got the amethyst crystals probably about this big. I got an amethyst crystal this big, and at the time I couldn't really remember my dreams. So I was like, okay, amethyst, they say it's for the crown chakra, they say it's for your third eye, we're gonna see. So I put it under my pillow, and I went to sleep, and I had the most vivid dream, and it was like a movie. I can remember everything, every little detail, and I was like, wow. I remember waking up like, wow, like crystals really work. Like, kind of tripped me out, because I was like, I could not remember my dreams for at least like 3 weeks. And as soon as I put this crystal under my pillow, I can remember my dream, and it's vivid like a movie. Like, it has to be the crystal. Like, that's the only thing I changed. So I became a firm believer in the crystals after that experience. I was also doing other experiments with the crystals. And every experiment that I would do, it would work. So that kind of really opened up my mind to the crystals and just trying different things. Like, okay, I was noticing I was becoming more of an empath, so I could feel more people's energy. And I noticed people were being, because this is like the beginning of my spiritual journey, I should say. 2018 of me really opening up to it. So I just could kind of feel like people being judgmental of me. I was feeling their energy, and people asking me questions. Oh, why are you into crystals? Ha ha ha. Like, so I was like, you know what? I need to really protect my energy. So I remember getting a small little smoky quartz and keeping it in my back pocket. So I'm like, you know what? This is gonna protect me from the haters. Like, I'm not gonna even be paying attention to them. Like, it's just gonna protect me. And I would notice whenever I went out, I wouldn't have any of that like weird extra energy on me. I'm like, wow, like I love these little crystals, right? So I was like, you know what? But I want to wear the crystals. I want to have the energy on me. So I literally got some wire, and I just wire wrapped. I think it was a smoky quartz. I just wire wrapped a smoky quartz just to keep me protected. And I remember putting it on, and I loved it. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, oh, look at what I made. It's so nice. And then I would just wear it like how I'm wearing now. This is a Nudiamonds piece as well. This is Moldavite. You guys can check out my jewelry on my store, newdiamonds.net. But yeah, this is, okay, rewind. So I just remember wearing my first piece that I created, and then I remember my family members, they were like, oh, that's such a cool necklace, like, where did you get it? And I'm like, oh, I made it. They're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did make it. I can make you one. They're like, okay, like, make me one. I'm like, okay, bet. So I remember making, crystals for my family members, and then friends started to ask, and I was like, wait a minute, like, this is turning into a business. Like, that's when I was like, oh, it's time for me to make an Instagram page. It's time for me to make my own website. So at the beginning of 2019, that's when I started playing more with the crystals, wire wrapping them, made my page, made my website, and just kept posting, being consistent. And I had an Etsy at the time as well. And I remember it was like a TikTok, something with TikTok, and carnelian had went like viral on TikTok. So I got a really big rush of orders with carnelian necklaces, and I was like, whoa, like this is it for me. Like, that was like the deciding factor that I was most definitely going to be making crystal jewelry at the time. And it was funny because still at that same time, I was still cooking. I was still making recipes. I had started working at Naturally Herbs in Richmond, California. Shout out Naturally Herbs. I had worked there selling plates, just of alkaline food. And by this time, I had done a few detoxes of just like fruits and vegetables and juicing. So I was just getting really more in tune. I was more in tune with myself, more in tune with my intuition. I could start to kind of hear my intuition a little bit clearer. And as far as like following my heart and following my first mind and listening to my gut intuition. Now, when I'll say in 2019, like the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, it was like a split, because I was still working at the shop in Richmond, and then I was still doing my orders, but my orders was starting to pick up. My business was starting to get a little more. So it was like I was at a crossroad. I remember being at a crossroad. I was like, wow, so what am I gonna do? Because I can't juggle this. I'm raising 2 children, a full-time mom, working from home, selling plates, cooking, doing cookbooks, going to the shop, going there, making plates, coming back, doing orders, shipping out orders, packing up the orders. Taking care of my kids, taking care of myself. So I was like, something has to give. What am I gonna do? And Spirit was like, do your crystals. Like, either way, what I was thinking is, I already got 10 orders I got to do anyway. I'm not going to refund these 10 orders. So I got to do the crystals. I can always come back to the cooking whenever I like. And it's not like I'm going to stop cooking. I have to cook and feed myself and my children. Like, so that's a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus more on doing my crystal jewelry. And it was like immediately it just took off as soon as I made that decision to do that. So then the pandemic, so everything, shut down, and so all people had was the internet at that time. I feel like so I literally got like an influx of orders and people coming on my page and people getting more in tune with themselves because they're not, out and about doing their normal, what they do normally. So I was like, wow, like, it's funny how everything is kind of like working out just by me just listening to my spirit and following my heart. So come 2021, I remember I was getting more in tune with my spirit, and I don't know, I just was in the flow. I was doing pop-ups in the Bay. I'm from the Bay Area, California. I'm from Richmond, California. So I was doing a pop-up shop in Berkeley, and I remember just making a arm cuff, and I had got a couple orders for making the arm cuffs. I really wanted to post them, but like I said, I was so busy doing so much, I never got a chance to post them. So once I finally got time to sit down, my spirit was like, make a choker, like make an opal choker. And I'm like, ooh, like that would be really cool. Because I love opal and my following loves opal, and then to make that as a choker, I think that would be pretty dope. So I literally made the choker, posted it, and it just immediately took off on my Instagram. My Instagram is Nudiamonds. You guys could check me out if you haven't already. And that's still like one of my favorite pieces, my milestone. It got over like 1 million people that like looked at it and sent it and liked it. It has over 84,000 likes. So it's like one of my biggest like pieces, and it really just kind of blew up my jewelry career, my jewelry business, my wire print business. And I feel like it just really kind of helped evolve everything as like just a whole, just for the community and myself and artists. And I just really seen like a domino effect when it happened. So I just was like, like this is really beautiful. If you really stay consistent in yourself and believing in yourself, anything is kind of possible, especially with the internet. Like, it's people doing all type of things. I seen a lady that walks her crab on TikToks, and she's like famous. And so it's like, whatever you love to do, really make sure that you follow your heart and do that. We are in the age of Aquarius, so it's kind of like, be your unique self and trust in that, and don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Keep pushing hard. Okay, you guys, that's like my message for that. But yeah, that's just kind of how like I started my jewelry business. It was like a hobby turned into a business, and I'm just really thankful for that. And then as I just kind of got, because I'm still, wire wrapping, I'm still working on myself, I'm still cooking, I'm still taking care, I'm just still, living my day-to-day life as most of us do. And I would say in 2022, I seen just things just continuing to elevate, and I was just really happy and proud of myself. But I noticed I was getting like tests. a lot of different things that were popping up. Because like I said, I was still on my healing journey. So still getting, you know, deep into myself, deep into the root of issues. And I remember it was like right before, 2 weeks before my birthday. I'll never forget. It was a blood moon in Scorpio. It was, I don't know, it was some type of alignment right before my birthday. I'm a Gemini, so it was like May 21st or something like that. It was like right in the beginning, and I was like, like this is a very interesting alignment. And I just remember being faced with one of my childhood traumas at the time. Now, it's funny because like I said, I was working on healing myself, and I feel like spirit was like, okay, she want to heal herself, bring in the test. It's like asking you and you shall receive. So I remember I just was you know, just kind of caught off guard by it. But like I said, I was open to healing. I was open to doing the work. I was open to doing the shadow work. I was doing a lot of shadow work at the time, and just really deep diving into myself and diving into my triggers, things that triggered me, and get into the root of why they were triggering me, and just really falling back in love with myself and working on self-love and self-value and self-worth. And I remember thinking, wow, what? Because I remember thinking like, wow, okay, my birthday is in 2 weeks. My birthday is June 13th. So I'm like, my birthday is in 2 weeks. How am I going to wear my hair? Like, I don't want to straighten my hair. And I remember around 2020, I really wanted to lock my hair. But I got talked out of it by a lot of people, okay? A lot of people was like, don't lock your hair is too pretty, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get the fox locks and see if I liked it, love them, but I kind of forgot about it. So 2022, I was like, how am I going to wear my hair? And then my spirit was like, lock it. And I was like, ooh, lock it for my birthday? Like, and I was like, I'm about to lock my hair. I literally locked my hair the day that popped up to my head. Like, I went on YouTube and I did a whole bunch of like, and I was like, you know what, forget this, I'm just about to lock it, put in my twist, and I did not look back. I felt so renewed, so restored, so rejuvenated. I felt like I said, I felt like a kid again, and just felt like free. I had this sense of freedom and self-love, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful journey. I'm almost 2 years locked now. I locked my hair May 28th, 2022. So it's almost my 2-year anniversary. I'm super proud of them. I love them so much. They just really helped me overcome a lot. I feel like they give me a lot of strength. They keep me grounded, keep me focused, and keep me connected to the divine in so many different ways. I feel like they also connected me, like how they say they're your antennas, you know? So I really just have like a deep connection with them, and also I'm able to detach from them. Like, oh, my hair doesn't look good. Oh, I have certain flat. Oh, it's not. Like, you really learn so much when you're on a spiritual healing journey of self about, you know, so many outside things that helped you mature and mold you to who you are. So that's like another thing that I always say: always value yourself, always love yourself, no matter what you look like. It's about the inside, you know, the cliche thing, oh, it's about your heart, it's about, but it really is. It just was a really like life-changing and enlightening thing, and it just grounded me and connected me to the divine more than I knew. And I feel like that was gonna be like a big thing to initiate my spiritual commitment. I feel like I was being spiritually initiated into something, and in a sense it was, because I remember about a week after that, rewind. So like I said, I was working on my jewelry business, doing pop-ups, and I remember seeing a concert, the Outside Land concert, and I was like, yo, I would love to do a concert. Yeah, I remember applying for Outside Lands, and I just had to wait. So like I said, maybe about 2 weeks after I had locked my hair, I want to even say a week. It wasn't even 2 weeks, because it was like right before my birthday. It was amazing how everything was just like divine timing. But I remember locking my hair. Then about a week later, I got confirmation that I was going to be doing the concert, and I was like, ah! I was so excited. My first concert, to vend and sell my jewelry and in San Francisco, and it was just like SZA was there, and Green Day, and it was just Post Malone. It was just a huge opportunity. I was just so grateful and so thankful for it. So I just was noticing how things were just like popping off and aligning, and I was just super excited and super happy. So I would say come like the end of 2022, I was still just working on my wellness and doing more shadow work and really deep diving into just certain parts of myself that I had been closed off to for a while, and just revisiting. So I was like, you know what? I want to do a detox. I really want to do a cellular detox. I want to go deep within my cells and heal myself. So I remember doing a detox for 44 days. Woo, you guys, just juice. Whoo, sheesh. When I say that was one of the most hardest things, it wasn't hard, but it was just mentally having the discipline that taught me so much discipline and believing in myself, and whatever you put your mind to, you can do, you can achieve it. So I would say that shift my perspective about everything drastically. Like, I went in for one thing like, oh yeah, I'm gonna heal and I'm gonna detox and I'm gonna be so clear-minded after this. And what I got after that was, I can't even put into words. I got so much closer with the divine, so much closer with my spirit. All of my gifts and intuition was enhanced tremendously, to where I can just know things that I didn't even know I knew. So, yeah, I'm just really thankful for that experience. It just really enlightened me on a whole nother level. I really feel like I ascended a lot. And at that time, my spirit was telling me to get some oracle cards so I can practice my intuition. Practice really getting closer and in tune with my intuition, because like I said in the beginning of my journey, I was still confused, so I wouldn't really know if it's my intuition or if it's my ego, if that's my spirit or if that's something else outside of me. Am I following my heart or am I being just logical right now? So spirit told me to get an oracle deck, so I can kind of test my intuition, work on my intuition, and work on trusting myself. Practicing getting closer with my intuition, with the cards. I would literally pull. I'll be like, okay, so how do I feel today? I feel like today is going to be a good day, and then I'll pull a card for the day, and sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it'd be bad. It just depends. And I noticed it was really very intriguing. That would be kind of how the day would go when I would pull the cards, and I'm like, so that's something I would just pay attention to. But yeah, but it helped me get closer with my spirit and build a connection within myself and my intuition that I really appreciate, and I'm so thankful for it today that I had an open enough mind to do that. So yeah, come to 2023, it just was a lot of trials and obstacles. I really feel like 2023 was just a year of test for me, for the collective, for a lot of people. It just was a lot of things that I was just being tested with. I feel like it was just really time for me to go inward, and it just pushed me closer to go more inward within myself, to gain more trust within myself, to be more confident in myself. I really feel like, okay, I was beginning to, okay, I can kind of hear my spirit, I can kind of hear my intuition, and what are ways that I can strengthen that? Okay, let's really deep dive into myself. Let's sit within myself and really see where these voices are coming from. Where is this gut feeling coming from? Okay, is it centered out of fear, or is it centered out of my heart, or where is it coming from? So I just really kind of took that time to just get more closer and centered within myself, and really kind of like believing in myself. And the more I noticed, like, the more I ate clean, the more clarity I would get, the more insight I would get, the more it wasn't like me guessing. I would know, and I would have more confidence in that. I'm like, oh, okay, like, wow, this is very interesting. So everything was just playing a big part in everything. So come like 2024, really like the end of 2023, I was obviously pulling a lot more cards than one. I would pull like 5 card readings for myself just to kind of see, how my day would go. I'm like, okay, so how do I feel about this situation? I'll pull some cards and it'll be spot on. I'm like, this is kind of crazy now. Now we get it kind of crazy because it's hitting a little too hard for me. But I was just trusting that and having an open mind about it. And I've also really loved astrology. So I was doing like readings and getting into astrology and reading up on astrology and just studying astrology because I love the stars. And I just remember my spirit was like, do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, a YouTube channel? And I was like, why not? What am I afraid of? I already have an Instagram. My Instagram is doing fairly well. Why not make a YouTube channel to kind of show more of my spiritual side, more of my journey, for people who want to know or want to see or are curious or need inspiration or want inspiration or motivation. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Like, so it just kind of started off with me just pulling cards and posting things that I've done and showing my jewelry. And then I just remember Spirit was like, okay, like, it's time to get into more of teaching. You have a lot of knowledge and you are a testimony. That's one thing I kept hearing. Like, you are a testimony. Like, I've done a couple interviews on Instagram and a couple interviews with people, and they're like, that's kind of interesting how your story is unfolding. It's kind of like you're a huge testimony. I'm like, oh, well, I never really thought about it. Like, I am kind of just like following my spirit and following my heart. And I am a testimony. So I just was listening to my spirit and listening to the divine and the universe and my ancestors and my spirit guides and my angels. And I'm like, you know what? My spirit has got me this far. Why not? So I started up a YouTube and just posting more of myself, and just started kind of like giving out spiritual insight. I really feel like this is like a way for me to give out spiritual insight and kind of share my light and share my knowledge and teach in a way. And also that kind of inspired me to start sharing more of my gifts as well. So I've been getting a lot of people ask, oh, when are you doing classes? When are you going to be teaching us how to wire wrap? So I started doing wire wrapping classes, and it just kind of really opened up a door for me to be more myself and share myself with people. So I'm really thankful for how everything has like transpired. I know it's a lot of stuff I'm like forgetting and missing, but I feel like the main things are just believe in yourself, trust your spirit, follow your heart, give yourself grace, and love yourself. That, I feel like that's the main thing. If you love yourself, you have no room to let any type of self-doubt or any type of confusion come in, and that should always be your main priority. Because if you don't have any fuel in your tank, then you're gonna be running on empty and you're not gonna go anywhere. So I feel like that's a big thing for people, just to believe in themselves and love themselves and if you really put your mind to it and apply action and stay consistent, you can be a manifester. You can be a magical manifester. Like I said, for people who don't know who I am Nudiamonds on Instagram, Nudiamonds on TikTok, and my website is nudiamonds.net. You guys can even go to my page and kind of see this journey unfold on my Instagram. I left every old picture up there. I left the very first picture on my Instagram for this exact moment right here, so people can go back and see how to do it. If you want to start your own business or start whatever that may be, you can see how I did it on my page. You can kind of follow in my footsteps and just walk in your light, walk on your own path, and be who you are. Stay true to who you are, no matter what obstacles seem to get in your way, no matter what somebody else says. Because I had, like I said, it was a lot of things that were being thrown at me at this time, but I stayed vigilant. Okay, I stayed consistent. I was standing in my power and making sure that I was operating out of integrity, and I was operating out of my heart. And that was my main thing for what it is I want to do, because there are a lot of false prophets and people trying to just sell you anything for anything and doing anything. Now, I get, we all have to make a living, but I always make sure to keep my intentions pure with whatever I'm doing, whether that's teaching classes, whether that's working on my jewelry, whether that's selling food, or just anything. Being myself, going out, I always make sure I operated out of integrity. And if my spirit told me no, or if I felt any type of weird energy about it, then that it was it. But for the most part, I really like to operate out of love. I feel like that's what the universe wants. The universe wants us all on one accord, operating in love with one mind. And it's going to take a minute for us all to get there. But if we keep making slow steps to the right path, then we'll all be on one accord. The universe. That's, one verse, one song, one mind, one band. One mind, one band. So that's kind of like the theme for me right now. It's just really helping others remember who they are, and inspiring them to be themselves, whatever that looks like for you. Trust yourself and believe in yourself, and don't give up, and keep pushing, and give yourself grace. There will be bumps in the road, but you are strong and you are courageous, and yeah, we are all connected to the divine, okay? And the divine has a plan for all of us, and it's on divine timing, okay? You can't rush the healing process. Go with the flow. Give yourself grace and have patience with yourself, okay? So yeah, that is like my little breakdown of how I got started on my spiritual journey and my business, and a little bit of my background and my life story. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys.